Cassadee Pope, and this is my song, I've Been Good. I know it's bound to happen, grocery store or coffee shop. I'll catch your eye when we're in line and we stumble through small talk. And I'll be happy for you when you say you're doing fine. When you ask, I'll tell you I've been good, and it won't be a lie. 'Cause I've been good at drinking whiskey, hell, I practice all the time. I've been good at staying busy, staying up all night. Yeah, Lord knows I've been good at doing everything and anything to keep from getting over you like I know I should. I've been good at looking people in the eye and saying I've been good. The truth is I've been hurting, but I won't ever let you know. I just keep going through the motions and never let it show. But these days I have to be careful and not let it go too far. 'Cause when I say that I've been good, that's just how that sentence starts. 'Cause I've been good at drinking whiskey, hell, I practice all the time. I've been good at staying busy, staying up all night. Yeah, Lord knows I've been good at doing everything and anything to keep from getting over you like I know I should. I've been good at looking people in the eye and saying I've been good. I've been good at drinking whiskey, hell, I practice all the time. I've been good at staying busy, staying up all night. Yeah, Lord knows I've been good at doing everything and anything to keep from getting over you like I know I should. I've been good at looking people in the eye and saying I've been good. I've been good.
Hey guys, it's Gail with PopCulture.com, and we are back with Cassadee Pope. Cassadee, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me back.
It's so fun having you here.
It is fun.
Okay, so you just performed your song, I've Been Good. I want to talk about that song because you said when you released it that you held back on releasing it at first. Tell me why.
I mean, honestly, it was mainly political reasons. It wasn't an all-around favorite amongst the team at the time, which is crazy. But
Because it's so good.
yeah, I love this song so much. The way I heard it and everything, which, should I tell you the story about it?
Please tell me the story.
Okay. It was very Nashville. I went to Tin Roof, the original Tin Roof here about 3.5 years ago. And I saw my friend Andy Albert play this writer's round, and he played I've Been Good. Later, it came out to find out that that was the first time he played it out. I think he wrote it like the day before that show, which is so cool. But that night, I heard it. I absolutely loved it. I went up to him, and I was like, can I please have this song? And he said yes, he let me have it, but I never could record it. No one else saw in it what I saw. And eventually, when I became independent and I was with my producer, Corey Crowder, like thinking about recording a record, I remembered that song, and it had meant something completely different to me at that point, because I had gone through a breakup. I had felt all those things the song talks about, and all of a sudden I was just really grateful that I hadn't cut it, because I wouldn't have been able to sing it with as much feeling or as much understanding. So, and then I went into the studio and cut it with Corey. And yeah, it's like a fan favorite. It's kind of cool.
It's amazing. Now, is this an official single? Are you releasing this to radio?
Yeah, I have, yeah. And it's really, again, I'm independent, so it's really just me being like, hey guys, if you want to play it, great. If not, all good. But it just was performing so well. It was streaming. It got added to a bunch of playlists. And I just thought, well, I want to give it a spotlight. I want to give it a moment. I don't need it to be, you know, officially or unofficially my single, but I want it to be a song that has a platform and has a moment of its own. So that's why I did the acoustic video for it, and that's why I've sort of been promoting it as my single.
How has the fan reaction been overall since Stages came out? Because I felt like Stages, more than maybe some other artist projects, was just such a complete body of work.
Thank you. I mean, that was my goal. You know, I wanted it to be a story. I wanted it to be the perfect explanation of what I've been doing and what I've been going through the past few years. And yeah, fans are still buying it. They're still streaming it. They're still discovering it, which, you know, as an independent artist and as somebody who's still up and coming, and I feel, you know, that's going to happen. And that's really exciting, because I'm playing so many shows and I'm going to these places. I was just in Albuquerque playing this balloon festival, hot air balloon festival.
Fun.
And yeah, and I just, you know, people were discovering me that day, and it makes me excited, because I love this album, and I know that I'm writing for a new one, and I'm continuing to work on some new stuff, but that will always be out there, that will always exist, and it excites me to think, you know, 10 years from now, someone could just be discovering Stages.
Wow. So how is this new stuff that you're working on, how will that, is Stages the platform for that, or how is that going to differ from what you have out now?
Yeah, Stages was kind of like the catalyst. It's funny. I thought Stages would be an album that I would milk for a long time, and then things started changing in my career. Some conversations were being had, and I just felt like, well, I love Stages, but that is such a snapshot into what I was feeling at the time, and now I want another snapshot of what I'm feeling now. So I've been just writing about my life and about what I've been going through, good and bad, things that are sort of behind the curtain that I'm gonna let out there. And it's just a really therapeutic process, because I love listening to the difference between Stages and what I'm doing now. It just feels lyrically a different thing, because naturally, you know, my life's in a different place.
Happy love songs on this one?
Absolutely.
Duet with Sam on this one?
I was thinking, yeah, maybe. I've got a few collaborations in mind that I would love to do, but he's definitely up there, you know. We sing together all the time at his shows and mine, so it would be easy.
We're pulling for that collaboration.
Okay. Got it.
I just got to talk to Kelsea Ballerini a couple weeks ago. Her song just went to #1. I think Carrie just had the #1 is Southbound. Is it shifting for women now?
I think so. I mean, I think it's still a struggle, and I am noticing it's a struggle for everyone right now at country radio. It's not just women. It's been interesting to watch, but yeah, I think it's turning. I think that the more we keep our heads down and the more we just do our thing, the more people pay attention. And I am such an advocate for the other women in my genre. I think there's so many amazing, talented women that aren't being played on country radio, but the great thing about what we do is there are so many other avenues to take as well, to take advantage of our fan base and be like, hey, go here, stream it, whatever you want to do, just make sure you go here, and the numbers speak for themselves, and then it sort of trickles out, and radio sometimes pay attention to those things, and sometimes they don't. You just, I don't know, it's a gamble, I guess.
And you had a really great platform when you were on tour with Maren Morris earlier this year. What's life been like for you since that tour?
Wow, that tour was so great. And it was a perfect fit. You know, she and I are very similar in our outlooks, and I feel like we are sort of left of center when it comes to being a country artist. But ever since then, I think it's just been a lot of being on the road, you know. It's been going out there and promoting the songs and the album. It's definitely been, you know, I've poached a few artists, or a few fans from that artist, which is great. A lot of like Maren updates, like default accounts on Instagram and Twitter with with her name and like the title are fans of mine now.
Awesome.
Which I'm like, that's the whole point. But yeah, it's been really great, and it's been cool to have that as a part of my people that I've toured with in the past.
Now, before you were on The Voice, you were in the punk band Hey Monday.
Yes.
And I think you just said you're going to do a one show with Hey Monday, right?
I don't know. It's basically, there's a whole reason behind the show, and I can't say it yet, but I figured while I'm there and while it's sort of paying homage to my band days, maybe we'll have some special guests come up, and it might be a Hey Monday thing. It might be other band people coming up. It's just gonna be a free-for-all. But I'm still in the process of getting it together, and it is beginning of the process, and it's already amazing. So,
I was thinking about you last night watching The Voice with my kids because Gwen Stefani is leaving, and what I wanted to know is, would you ever consider going back to that show as a coach?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like, I have the experience, obviously, of being where they are. So if anybody can give them some advice, I think I'd be okay at it. And I'd also, since I've been there, I also know to be delicate, and all the coaches are, but even just like the smallest criticism can be just like world-ending because you're just so sensitive on that show, and it's a really hard process. So I would be very, very aware of that, and I would try my hardest to give constructive criticism that wouldn't make them upset.
Okay, I hope the Voice producers are listening. Any thoughts on Gwen leaving? Because I know you were on Blake's team.
Yes,
years
I was.
ago.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody at some point has to decide either or. I know The Voice is really, really demanding, and there's 2 seasons a year. So, I think if you want to focus on something else and really focus on it full time, that's probably a good decision. I didn't hear what the reason was, but
I think she's doing her residency in Vegas, which I think is a really good reason.
Yeah, I think that'd be a little hard to be in Vegas half the time and LA the other half shooting The Voice, so that makes sense, yeah.
Okay, so maybe we'll get you back on The Voice. I know you're touring a little more this year. What are your plans for 2020? 2020!
2020, that's so weird. I know, it definitely messed up the year when we were talking earlier. It's like, yeah, next year, 2019, it's gonna be crazy.
Close, you were really close.
No, I wasn't. I think I'm gonna release a new record or, new music. I'm not sure if it's a record, but I've been having a lot of fun writing and accumulating the songs that tell my story as of now. So I've been getting with Corey, my producer, on it, and we're both really excited about that. Hopefully some touring next year. I think it all depends on the record and what I'm doing. I definitely do have touring plans. It hasn't been announced yet, but definitely do have touring plans like toward the beginning of the year in a different country. A few different countries. So I'm excited to get back out there and tour the world. That's just my favorite part of what I do, getting to travel. So
will you keep coming back and talking to us about it?
I will keep coming back, of course.
We love her. For more on Cassadee Pope and all your other favorite artists, please visit popculture.com.